On the other hand, archaeologist Henry believed that something terrible was on its way. But what happened after that was strange over time. It turned into a supernatural phenomenon, one of the mysterious events that sparked a lot of debate and still has no scientific explanation to this day. During the official ceremony for the opening of the tomb, Lord Carnarvon was struck by a mysterious fever that no doctor could explain. And exactly at midnight, Lord Carnarvon passed away in Cairo. What's even stranger is that the electricity in Cairo suddenly went out, with no clear reason, at the exact moment of his death. News of Lord Carnarvon's death spread worldwide, and Cairo newspapers linked his death to the blackout, claiming that it happened by the order of King Tutankhamun. Some newspapers even claimed that Lord Carnarvon's finger was injured by a poisoned tool or spear inside the tomb, and that the poison was so powerful that it retained its effect for 3,000 years. They also suggested that some kind of bacteria had grown inside the tomb, carrying disease and death. In Paris, astronomer Lancelot said, Tutankhamun has taken revenge, even after death. Afterward, misfortunes continued to pile up, and death started claiming almost everyone who participated in the celebration. Most of the deaths were due to that mysterious fever, accompanied by delirium and chills that led to death. In fact, it wasn't just the fever in many cases. Howard Carter's secretary died for no apparent reason, and his father committed suicide out of grief. During the secretary's funeral, the horse pulling the carriage ran over and killed a small child. Many people who were involved in the discovery of the tomb went insane, and some even committed suicide for no apparent reason. This baffled archaeologists who found themselves facing an unsolvable mystery. It's worth noting that many archaeologists have stated that the curse of the pharaohs is nothing more than a myth, and that the deaths were mere coincidence. The proof they pointed to was Howard Carter himself, the discoverer of King Tut's tomb, who didn't suffer any harm. However, despite this, many of them still refuse to explore other pharaonic tombs, let alone visit pharaonic monuments. Even many wealthy collectors who owned ancient Egyptian artifacts and statues got rid of them out of fear of the curse. In this context, we will discuss the unresolved issues that even the greatest scientists in the world cannot solve. But before diving into the potential solutions, let's talk about the problems caused by the Pharaoh's curse. There are many questions on the minds of people, whether they're scientists, journalists, or regular people who followed the discovery of the tomb. They were fascinated by the magic of Tutankhamun and intrigued by the rumors spread by the media in various forms. Many questions circulated. What exactly happened? Is there really a curse? What does the word curse even mean? Is it a magical spell? Can words be cast upon people? Do words or symbols have power over objects and people? Do words have guardians, as some spiritual scientists and religious figures claim? Do these guardians have satanic power? Did the Egyptians leave poisons in their tombs? Are these poisons in the form of a deadly gas or dust? Or are there metals with a strange deadly radiation? Are there parasites on the bodies of the dead, which, if touched by humans, can cause death? What exactly is the scientific, medical, and even magical explanation behind the curse? It's important to remember that ancient Egyptian kings were also considered gods. They had many scientists and scholars at their service. Therefore, the king appeared before the people, knowing the dates of rain and flooding, and he was not seen as just a scholar, but as a divine being. In their beliefs, he was the master of the unseen, the one who revealed troubles, and the conqueror of wars. Egyptian priests, scholars, and doctors knew a great deal about astronomy, chemistry, medicine, and magic, much of which continues to influence modern science. So, it's no wonder that ancient Egyptian scientists discovered things we still don't understand today. And compared to what the Egyptians knew thousands of years ago, the curse is just a small thing that we've only recently begun to understand. On November 26, 1922, a historic day in Egyptian archaeology, the barrier between the slope and the tomb's inner chambers was removed. In this place, many artifacts, chariots, and food containers were found. Carter believed he had discovered a storehouse of treasures from the Valley of the Kings, saved from the tomb robbers of ancient times. But it later became clear that these wonderful pharaonic artifacts belonged to one person only, Tutankhamun. His name was engraved on most of these pieces, which led Carter to write in his memoirs that this day was the greatest of his life. The tomb's burial chamber was opened on February 17, 1923, in the presence of the mission's sponsor, Lord Carnarvon. Before that, it was hard for Howard Carter to believe what was happening, having faced disappointment many times. But once again, Carter felt a thrill of excitement. It seemed he was about to uncover for the first time ever details about one of Egypt's most magnificent eras. The least known part of it, from the very first moment of the discovery, Carter approached the tomb's door, making a small hole in the upper left corner of the door with a hammer and chisel, his hands trembling. He heard the echo of the chisel in an underground room, a room that had not heard a sound in over 3,000 years. When the hole was made, he lit a candle and the flame flickered and danced, but it didn't go out. This meant that the air inside the tomb was still breathable, at least. Carter widened the hole enough to insert his arm, still holding the candle. The flickering flame prevented him from seeing clearly. But when he peeked through the hole, he saw everything shimmering in gold. The world was shaken by this incredible discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb, and thousands of letters flooded into Howard Carter. Historians say that despite the worldwide excitement, and something inside Carter's heart was bothering him. On one of the doors, he found an inscription that read, "Death will strike with its wings anyone who disturbs the king." As soon as Carter saw this message, he became uneasy. But the treasure and fame distracted him from this frightening pharaonic warning. He picked up something from the floor and wiped away the inscription, hiding it from the workers and assistants so they wouldn't stop digging. It was another warning, this time engraved on the back of a statue, saying, "I am the one who drives the tomb robbers into hell. I am the protector of Tutankhamun." It's strange. 2 warnings in the same tomb, and a curse that will fall on anyone who disturbs the king. The grand opening of the tomb was supposed to be attended by 13 men, whom Carter had invited for the occasion. But one by one, they died under mysterious circumstances. As for Lord Carnarvon, he fell ill with a sudden fever and cried out, saying, "The fire's in my body." While delirious, he said, "I see people pushing me on the desert sands and squeezing fire into my mouth." When his son came to visit him from India, he found him bedridden at the Continental Hotel in Cairo. The nurse arrived at 1:50 a.m., shaking her head, confirming that he had passed away. When his son went to see his father, the power went out in the hotel and in all of Cairo. The next day, an attempt was made to find a logical explanation for the power outage, but no reasonable explanation was found. At that exact moment, in London, Lord Carnarvon's household woke to the sound of their dog howling uncontrollably, jumping on Lord Carnarvon's bed until it dropped dead. When neighbors rushed to the house to figure out what was wrong with the dog, a large table fell on a cat, killing it. Shortly after, Walter Mays, who had been assisting Carter with the excavations, died from intense fever. He felt as if his head was going to explode, and that happened just days after Lord Carnarvon's death. American millionaire Jay Gould came to see Tutankhamun's tomb, and after sticking his head inside, he returned to Cairo to die at the hotel that same night. Another American millionaire, Gilwool, came to see the tomb as well, and died aboard the ship on his way back. Even Dr. Archibald Zahn, the radiologist who took x-rays of the king's mummy, contracted a fever and died in London shortly after. Carter's secretary also died the same day. When his father found out, he jumped from the 7th floor and died too. During the funeral procession, a small child was trampled to death by the crowd. As for Lord Carnarvon's wife, she died in 1929, stung by a very strange insect. What happened? Is there really a curse? What does the word curse even mean? Is it a magical spell? Are there letters that can be cast on people? What happened? Is there really a curse? What does the word curse even mean? Is it a magical spell? Are there letters that can be cast on people? Do words or symbols have power over objects and people? Do words have guardians, as some spiritual scientists and religious figures say? Do these guardians possess human or demonic power? Did the Egyptians leave poisons in their tombs? Are these poisons in the form of deadly air or dust? Or are there metals with deadly radiation? Are there parasites on the dead bodies that can cause death if touched? What exactly is the scientific, medical, and even magical explanation behind the curse?